Welcome back to Chit Chats, everybody. My name is Antonio.
My name is Mr. I can't. I heard
Okay.
someone laugh. Okay, hold on.
That was worth it. That was worth it, right?
I'm
right,
sorry,
guys?
I thought you lost your place in the world for a second.
You have 5 seconds, Brennan. 5 seconds.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Donavan,
I thought we
go.
were starting
Think of
from the
anything
beginning.
funny? No.
Oh
Just say your
my
name. Just say
God.
say your little joke.
Say your silly joke. We'll all laugh. It'll be a gay old time.
I'm Vin Diesel.
That was so funny, guys. Everyone
All
clap for
right.
Brennan. Everyone clap for Brennan's
It
joke.
would have
It's
been
so
better if
good.
it was a normal intro.
my
It
God,
would have
it was
been
so
better.
good,
right
dude.
now, but you can't see it.
That was so good. Okay, Donavan, you can go ahead.
And I'm Donavan. Donavan.
And I'm Deen.
And I'm Parker. Let's have a chit chat.
Yay! Yippee!
Let's have a chit
Okay,
chat. And then
we-
just stay up close to the camera like that
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah, Parker, I want you to lay into the price points of the Nintendo Switch while being that close up to the camera the whole time. Like, I just
I
really,
hope you have a steady arm.
I just
I just need to pull up my.
like the price.
All right, lay out the context, Antonio.
Yeah. Okay.
The viewers need
Okay.
context.
You're right. You're right.
Please do.
So, about 16 hours ago, give or take a little over, the first official Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2 premiered, and we all watched it. We have some thoughts about the stuff shown off in the Direct and some stuff shown off not in the Direct, but talked about afterwards. So, we're all, avid Nintendo/gaming fans. So what better crew to talk about this topic than Brennen, Donavan, Deen, and for the second time on Chit Chats ever, Parker Rogers. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you guys for
glad to
being
be
here.
here. Glad to be
Welcome
here.
to the Chit Chats verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. We have quite a bit of topics to discuss today. I figured we could start off with the stuff in the Direct, and then we can kind of end on some of the more, like side stuff that was kind of not detailed, specifically in the Direct. So yeah, let's just get into it, guys. So first thing they showed off in the Direct was Mario Kart. How are we all feeling about Mario Kart? Mario Kart World. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling fucking pretty good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really good.
Pretty
Yeah.
He's big.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a pretty meaty
lot.
game from the looks of it. We got a bunch of characters. What was like the wildest character that you guys saw announced for Mario Kart World?
The fucking dolphin. You can play as
The dolphin. The dolphin was a
Okay, they had
A funny one,
the
dude.
dolphin, the penguin, the bee, the fucking
Mhm.
I don't remember the
Bitty
other ones, but they
Bud,
had a
the
lot of
little
crazy
thing
ones.
with the
Bitty
wings.
Bud.
What about the
Yeah.
cow? What about the cow?
The
sound like
cow.
a-
The cow, yeah. That's the one that
The
I saw
cow.
everyone
The cow
talking about.
special.
Dude, Walmart Canada Gaming on Twitter tweeted about it, and then I responded, and then they responded to me. Dude, Walmart
What?
Canada
They
Gaming knows
responded
me.
to you?
Yeah. Dude, it's
I'm
pretty
going on
crazy.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
gonna
on
check
Twitter.
that out right now.
I'm kind of famous. Like they
Walmart
must
Canada
know.
Gaming.
They must know who Tonyverse is.
Walmart Canada Gaming.
What
Walmart.
did you say? Did you just say Walmart Canada Gaming?
Yes, I just said Walmart Canada.
That is
You know me so
Walmart
well.
Canada
Okay.
Gaming.
So yeah.
That's classic.
We got pretty damn nice looking graphics for this Mario Kart game. They look a little bit more like
Yeah.
cartoony, which is cool.
I just want to say I love the way it looks. I love that they're going for like more stylized look with Mario characters. Like ever since Wonder,
Mm-hmm.
they look great.
True. I mean,
They're also
yeah.
they're going open world now, which is
Mhm.
definitely a big. It's never been done in Mario Kart games.
No.
Me personally, I think it's interesting. I still got to know more about the game to like make a judgment. But
There it
Antonio,
is.
that's fucking awesome, dude.
Mhm. Dude, I'm a legend. What can I say? No. I love Walmart Canada Gaming. Yeah, no, it is very interesting. Dean, did you want to continue Did you have any thoughts about
Yeah,
the
I was
open
just-
world element?
I don't know if they're going to be discussing it. I'm just not that well informed, but I'm a bit confused as to. I think open world is cool and being able to explore freely, but considering everything is a race, or perhaps I just missed out on the info, I'm not sure as to what's the point of just like free travel of the open world. I don't know if there's like a random checkpoints set up around the map. You can make your own race, possibly.
I think
That would be cool.
I think that is something that they're doing is they're having like multiple checkpoints that you could like have the potential to pass through. So it's not always going to be like a static race course. That's what I kind of vaguely remember them talking about. And
To
so
me, it seems like you'll start up the game and you'll be in the open world, and then you'll like go into a menu and then choose to like add in more players so you can play like multiplayer and like play on the tracks,
right.
like in a typical like race format. That's kind of what it seems like to me.
Did you guys see that the Grand Prix is like you don't ever go to a loading screen, you just drive to the next course?
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
I think I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that's
You
kind
race
of
in
what
between
they're
them.
doing.
Like an option.
Yeah, when you finish
It was
one,
like
you just
a
go to.
different mode.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I do kind of like that connected element. It seems like they're like they show that big
Yeah.
map. It seems like they're going for more like themed like Grand Prix, you know? Like there's the snow theme, and the
Yeah.
desert theme, and like, you know, the grasslands theme, that kind of thing. I do like that. I think that's neat.
I think it works that way with other racing games like Forza. I'm pretty sure like you can do races, but there's also like an open world like
Yeah.
free ride mode. And so I kind of like that they're bringing that to Mario Kart,
Mm-hmm.
making it like it just seems like an obvious kind of next step for the series, especially since it's been kind of like lacking in single player content in the past. I feel like Mario Kart is more of like a multiplayer game, so I feel like making it open world kind of makes it more fun to play alone,
Mm-hmm.
which I like.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
else. I don't know if anyone else watches it, but I know Antonio will always get this. But I was watching Nintendo Capri Sun react to the direct, Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "What
And
if
Choco
Mario
Conroy.
Kart added a campaign mode like in Donkey Kong Racing?"
Right. Oh, Diddy Kong? You mean Diddy Kong Racing?
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. Right. Well, and that's the thing is like
a campaign mode.
like they're doing this like Mario Kart Direct in a couple weeks, and I'm interested to see like if they detail, because they detailed a good amount of stuff like just in the Direct today about the Mario Kart game. So I'm interested to see if like they talk about like a campaign mode or like mission mode, the battle mode, like, you know, they show off stuff about that. They're probably gonna like detail more like new courses, stuff like that. So yeah, there's a good amount of stuff that I'm still excited to see them show off about this Mario Kart game.
My hunch is that, and this is just a guess, but I think that they'll have like a single player mode with like different like quests and stuff or missions like you were talking about. And then you unlock like the characters by doing like the penguin
Okay.
and the
Okay.
Oh,
cow
yeah,
and stuff.
I can see
That'd be
that.
really
So like they did that back in like the Wii, like Mario Kart Wii. That's how you
Yeah,
unlock
that's
characters
true.
back then with doing challenges and shit.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
That would be pretty sweet.
that would be interesting. Yeah, overall looks really good. I'm pretty damn excited for Mario Kart, but you know, Mario Kart is a pretty safe bet. Like I feel like even like that's probably why they showed it off first when they first showed off the Switch
Right.
too. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everyone loves Mario Kart, you know, and it's launching with the Switch, which is pretty nice. That's like, you know, like that's a pretty strategic move on their part, I think.
Okay, are there any characters that you guys want to see that they haven't shown yet?
Well, interestingly
wow.
enough, I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if they're, and this might just be me, I wonder if they're going to add Nabbit, but then I saw, like, I watched the footage back and they did add Nabbit. So,
Yeah,
I don't know why I like
Did they
Nabbit.
have Nabbit? in
Yeah,
there? I
they
didn't see
showed
that.
him
Yeah.
briefly. Yeah.
He was doing like a trick or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's cool.
But I don't know, man. They have so many characters that like I would have
Wait,
wanted or like that I
You
like.
played
So
Dead Bonefish. You can,
Yeah, you can play as
you
the
can-
freaking bonefish, dude. It's so funny. Like,
I just
it's-
want to say I did not see Funky Kong though, and I was a little disappointed by it. Maybe he was in there because I didn't see Nabbit,
if he wasn't in
but
there,
I just noticed a distinct lack of Funky Kong.
and
those
Diddy Kong and Diddy
those
Kong.
fucking enemies from Peach Beach from the Wii.
Yeah, the
is one of the
Cataquacks.
characters.
Yeah,
Cataquack.
and the
Over Funky Kong.
Piantas from Sunshine. I saw that.
Yeah.
Egad maybe would be cool. I don't think they showed
That would
him
be
off.
sick.
Yeah,
That'd
That would
be
be cool.
so that one is one that I could see them maybe adding.
You think they'll
Yeah.
ever add like King Wart? I feel like King Wart is a
would be
relatively like
Pretty nuts. That'd be
prominent
Crazy.
character.
pretty funny. If
Who's
they did
King
that.
Wart? I don't know who King Wart is.
He's that
I'm gonna
like
be honest.
green.
He's the
like frog guy from Mario 2.
yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna Google him.
Yeah. It's
Well, you also have to wonder. I mean, who knows what they're doing with this one? But like, I mean, near the end of Mario Kart 8, we started getting other game characters in Mario Kart.
that's true.
So like, is there also going to be the possibility of them
Yeah.
bringing other characters back? Like we had Link, Animal Crossing characters, Mii characters.
Mhm. They're probably gonna at least have Mii's, but yeah, that's weird. They didn't show off any. They might. They're probably gonna have at least like Link and the Villager come back. I could see that.
Yeah.
We'll
But
probably
yeah.
do DLC.
Yeah, I could see them doing DLC,
Yeah.
which would suck pretty bad if it was paid DLC because, well, we'll talk about that later. Okay, let's move on from Mario Kart, and let's talk about the next big thing that they showed off was the voice chat feature. Nintendo, staying on top, ahead of the curve, bringing in voice chat in 2025.
Nobody else is done.
It looks
They pretty much.
it looks exactly like what I'm looking at right now from what they showed off.
Like,
It's
they
just
pretty much
Discord.
Yeah.
made their own
Yeah.
Discord.
It's I think it looks fun, but I don't like. I feel like the only reason we would use it is like as a novelty, just because it's like kind of funny, like
Yeah.
But
practical.
Antonio, you don't want to connect the camera and make you put yourself in the game.
Dude, you don't want to connect the camera and have
That's kinda
E-Sex
sick.
on Nintendo Switch too. That's what I want to
Dude,
do.
my Tomodachi game is about to get real freaky.
I saw
yeah.
a tweet that was something like, "If I get mad at Mario Kart, I'm just gonna like go online and pull out my dick." Something
you-
like that.
They're good. Oh my god, they're gonna have to like.
That's what I said during the fucking direct. I'm like, dude, if we
You
use
got
this,
what
we're
you
just gonna
said.
like start air humping on the camera. Just like
It's
Yeah.
inevitable, dude. But they're gonna probably implement some kind of like ban feature or something. Like
yeah.
they have
There's
to.
no way, dude. There's
some-
no
Who's
way.
the poor soul? Who's the poor soul at Nintendo that has to watch all the videos and wait for someone to flash their penis?
I don't
Now
know.
that I think about it, they probably won't even have it so you can use your camera online. It's probably just with friends, right?
Probably.
Yeah, probably just with friends.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would make sense.
Mm.
Yeah, and I will say like this is the most like open Nintendo has been with voice chat I think ever. Like I don't think
Yeah.
any other console has really allowed for this level of voice chat, which is kind of insane.
No. I think that the screen sharing is cool. I mean, it looked really choppy when everyone was doing it, but I think that is one benefit. Because I know that there have been times where like I've been playing the Switch and like talking to a friend on Discord or something,
Mhm.
and I've wanted to like share my screen. Like when Antoine and I played a single player game and talked on the phone, and like I've wanted to share my screen, but I've never been able to, like I can with
Mhm.
PC games. Like
Mhm.
I always wanted that with the Switch, but I was like, there's absolutely not a chance in hell they'd ever have something like that. So
Mhm.
I feel like that this is kind of Nintendo trying to place themselves in the same ballpark as like the other consoles, so that they could stay in the social game. Because I feel like with the Switch, that was the opposite of the case. They were doing some weird shit on the phones.
Mhm.
Like on your phone, you have to do the Switch online.
Yeah.
And no one used that.
It's so clunky.
Why would you?
It's
Nobody.
so clunky. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was just
Stupid.
weird that they put such a spotlight on it, I think, in the like they spent like
Yeah.
a good like 5-10 minutes talking about just the
Yeah.
voice chat.
They had like a
And, like,
whole
I think it's
That
skit.
was like
cool
a
that they're-
2-minute
that they
thing,
have it.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's like an old console thing. Like they had
Way
that on like,
old.
the PS4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They did. Like that is not something to boast about. But I think they took the time to do that because it's been danced around for so long. And I think it's almost their way of like saying like, yeah, we're gonna try and compete with PlayStation and Xbox like directly and not be,
Mhm.
do our own thing like they always do. Which I think is
Yeah.
kind of sick.
Yeah, I do think there's a lot of benefits to that. As much as it might like I might not use it I mean, the screen sharing thing I think that will be something of interest for like me and
Mhm.
like you were saying, Parker. Because I do feel like that like there is like, instances where you're going to want to like show what you're doing with like friends you're talking to and that you can like help out and cooperate, stuff like that. I do feel like that's going to be at least a nice option to have, if anything.
It's a nice option to have. I just question like how many people are going to use it over Discord because I know for me personally, like I'm glad that it's there, but
Mhm.
like realistically, if I want to play a game with you guys, then I'll probably just hop on Discord. But
Yeah.
maybe that it really depends on the quality of it, I think,
Mhm.
because if the mic is shitty and I can't hear you guys and it's like any worse than this is right now,
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
like I'm probably not going to use it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I agree. I definitely
Um,
agree.
Yeah. So they detailed that the next thing that they showed off after that was basically that I made note of was the DS download play. Basically, that they like that's what I wrote here, but like
Oh
it's
yeah.
basically that like the ability to like share the ability to like play certain games with friends without them owning it. Which
Mhm.
I
Game
think is
sharing.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like game sharing, but it's like that like temporary game sharing that they had with like DS download play and like the 3DS and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Which I think is neat because I like this is like they said like it's gonna be like over the internet, like rather than you don't have to be in the same room, right?
Yeah.
Which
That is
I
that
think
is
it's-
much nicer.
It's really cool that they're implementing this when they're also getting the rights to that game that just came out, Split Fiction. Because that's one of the reasons Split Fiction did so well on the PlayStation was because people could do that. You didn't have to
Yeah.
own
Right.
a copy of the game. You could do
Right.
that kind of game.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think that was also a powerful play move they did there of introducing that and then also showing that they were getting the rights to like Split Fiction and shit.
For sure, yeah. And even with just like
And I
Mario
think
Kart,
that
it's such a good idea.
yeah, I think that should be like the industry standard going forward, especially with certain games like Split Fiction that you said, where like it's like more of a casual game. Like I could see like Call of Duty or whatever, like everybody has to own their own copy of Call of Duty or whatever. But like games like that, like they're casual and like people only want to pick it up once to play it. And so it just makes sense for that to become more
I
more standard just
I
across all
could be
consoles.
I could be
Yeah.
completely wrong, but does anyone remember if it was I think it was Mario Kart DS that you could do that on? Wasn't it like Mario Kart DS where you didn't have to own the console and
Yeah,
Played
it
as a
was
shy
DS.
guy.
yeah, okay, that's what I thought because I remember me and
Forgot
of
about
course,
that.
I won't say any last names because I don't want to. But me and Eric, I'm sure a lot of you know who I'm talking about. Me and
Yeah.
Eric did that a lot back in elementary school.
Okay.
We used to play Mario Kart all the time, and he would own it, but I never did.
Yeah, it's goated, dude.
So
It's so nice. So after that, they talked about the specs and just like the general sort of like, design of the console. We got pretty nice screen on the Switch itself. It's 1080 compared to the regular Switch, which was 720. Which I feel like is good. Like that's good enough,
Yeah.
for a handheld,
It won't drain the battery.
for
too.
handheld. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is something we can talk about is the battery life because I don't know if you guys saw what the battery life was reported on,
Yeah.
but
Oh
yeah,
no, I didn't
What
catch
is
that
it?
at all.
that well let's we're gonna wait till the negative part to talk about that. I think.
Fine.
Full transparency.
Yeah,
It is. I feel like it's a little hard to talk about all the positive without like
It,
talking
like,
about
kind
the
of-
negative too, a little
yeah.
bit.
That's true. I mean, we don't have to save all the negatives. Like I could bring up the battery life. I just feel like that's gonna like I don't know. The battery life
we
that
could
I
save
saw.
It makes sense. Just bring it up if it makes sense to bring it up.
Okay, because they didn't talk about this in the direct. This was like something that I think got detailed like later. But
Yeah.
I'll bring it up. I saw
I'm curious. I want to know.
2 to 6 hours of battery life on one charge,
Ooh.
depending on how intense the game you're playing is.
Well, how does that compare to the Switch?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I think the Switch is like
I don't remember it being that much better.
Switch is 6 to 8, right?
I think it's 6
I
to
don't
8.
think so.
Yeah.
I remember it was like 3 hours if you were playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
it
was
doesn't last
maybe
that long
brand
on
new.
big
My-
games.
Maybe it's not as
maybe
bad as I
brand new,
thought.
my Switch
I
barely
thought
lasts
2 to
3
6
hours
was
now.
like real. I thought it was like closer to like 10, but I could be wrong. Not that I ever play my Switch that for like that long periods of time in handheld, but like I don't know. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe 2 to 6 hours is not that bad.
Original model Switch had a battery life of 2.5 to 6 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's
So about the same.
it's on par. I know
I've
that
never.
yeah.
I don't think my Switch rarely dies. Like, and you always put it back in the dock when you're done using
That's
it.
true.
So
That's
I don't
true.
really feel like that's a problem.
Okay.
I
Mine
actually
dies
have the
all the
opposite
time.
problem. My Switch always dies. It has like
Yeah.
insane
Well, that's because you don't
battery
charge
drain.
it enough. I feel like you don't put it on the charger as much as you should be.
No, I plug it in to
Probably
charge
why
it.
for me too.
I plug it in to charge it, but I've noticed that it started getting like really bad battery drain where it would just go from like 50% to 25% in like a matter of
Oh,
minutes. And
That's a battery
I don't know
problem,
if
then.
it was just
Mhm.
like I needed a battery replaced or there was some error in its estimation of the percentage, but I was just like, whoa, okay.
It could just have gotten worn out over time.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I did end up getting the Switch with the better battery life when I finally got a Switch. So like I never noticed the problems with it with the battery life as much.
I got the first one, so I got it
Mhm.
before they did any fixes
Yeah.
to the actual like hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine's also I think either a Gen 1 or Gen 2, so
Mm-hmm.
that might explain why mine's also
Okay.
not that.
So I might have jumped the gun. 2 to 6 hours, not too bad. It's not like you're gonna be sitting there for more than like 2 to 3 hours at a time, just locked into your Switch with no option to charge it. Like that's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
But regardless, let's see, what else did they
Yeah.
talk about?
I think I just looked it up. By the way, I wanted to compare this to the Steam Deck. It says the Steam Deck only lasts about 2 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't think
it's.
it's really a problem.
No, it's not. No, I overreacted.
I think with any of
it
those
should
like
be
gaming handhelds,
20
like,
hours
you're gonna have a bad battery life. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
gonna be cooked. I don't know because I don't know. There's just no way to have a good battery life on those. At least not yet with the technology we have.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like over time, like we'll get a revision, or at least like some kind of just upgraded Switch that has a better battery life, just because then they'll have the capability of doing that. But 2 to 6 hours is fine for now. So yeah, not too bad.
I agree.
They showed off, well, we already knew this, but they showed off like larger controllers in general. They showed off the mouse functionality, which was something that they didn't, they kind of teased in the initial reveal. But they like fully confirmed it and kind of showed it off, ways it can be used. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I think that it's a pretty cool like feature that they're adding. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool too, and I think they still kind of have yet to prove it a little bit, because they didn't really show it off that much. They kind of showed it in Metroid Prime, and they showed it off with that one game that you'll talk about soon. But
Oh, right.
I feel like they still need like a game that like really shows that feature off, like like Baldur's Gate or something.
Cookie
Yeah.
clicker.
Cookie.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
And I cut you off. And what were you gonna say?
The rage.
Oh, I was just saying it's like I actually didn't expect this like mouse controls at all. I didn't catch the teaser or anything, so it was like completely out of the blue for me, and I'm like, that's actually a really nice feature to have if you want it. Just the accuracy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to replace like, you know, a PC. Like, I don't think that's necessarily what they're trying to do.
Right.
But it is a cool, like, just an option to control games. Like, I feel like there's a good amount of games that
I did like
could benefit from that.
Showing off the new like Mario Party Jamboree stuff and like some of the new mini games that will have that ability in it. But also, did anybody else have like Vietnam flashbacks when they said they were going to be adding new mini games that were voice controlled and have like flashbacks to the really shitty DS games?
Yeah,
that were, like,
dude, I'm pumped.
The
I'm pumped for that.
ones.
Yeah, I'm so excited, dude. The mic controls are just yeah.
Going back to the mouse thing. My concern with the mouse is like this is like the Switch 2 is a video game console that is most of the time played on a couch. So like unless everyone has like a coffee table or something in front of them, when are you gonna have a surface readily available to use the mouse?
Yeah, I was curious about that. I thought that they might like release like a peripheral with it that you just have in your lap, and then it's like a mouse pad for your lap. I still think that they might do that.
Nintendo brand lap keyboard.
Yeah.
Like that. Like
they
you get to put your keyboard
they might end up selling some kind of keyboard peripheral. Like I could see that to go in tandem with the mouse, you know?
Dude, the second Nintendo releases a Nintendo
I mean, they've done
it's cooked.
They did an SNES mouse back in the day. So they're not, they're not, and they did. Remember that like GameCube controller that had the fucking keyboard on it? Have you guys seen that? It's fucking crazy.
Yes, I have seen that. I know what you're talking about.
It was made for like Phantasy Star Online or something like that. It's so so goofy.
Dude, the
looking.
Nintendo keyboard is gonna be $200.
Yeah, it'll probably be $200.
It will.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen it, you got to look it up. It's so funny. But the thing that I'm kind of worried about, because that is a valid like point, Parker. And another thing that I'm kind of worried about is like if you're like rubbing the end of the Joy-Con on a surface, like it's gonna get worn out, especially like kids. Like if they're like going too hard on it, man. That's gonna be kind of a problem. And I'm curious to see how they kind of like try to avoid that. You know, I assume they
wonder
thought
if that
of
would affect the magnet in it as well. Like if you do some real damage to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is it gonna like dirty? I wonder if it will like dirty the magnet or something like that.
The most I could see is them again putting out some kind of peripheral that like covers it better or something that you like pop on and off. But I don't know.
I'm imagining now is a kid walking up to their mom being like, "Mom, I need new Joy-Cons." It's like, why? It's like I was trying to use the mouse and I rubbed it into the table so much that it started.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be
that would be me 5 years old.
It's gonna be a repeat.
It said that go ahead, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to. I'm just making like a stupid joke. It's like when with Mario Party when all those people fucking like destroyed their palms in the mini games.
Oh, doing the fucking.
It's gonna be that. It's gonna be a lawsuit again.
I used to press the L and R buttons too hard on my DS, and I broke them like 2 or 3 times. I want to say.
Oh my gosh.
Mostly,
I know for sure I would break it. The Joy-Cons if I was a kid.
All right.
When you use a mouse, you are only using it really in one place. Either like you're at a coffee bar and you're like doing some work on your laptop, or at a library, or you're just at home putting it on a mouse pad because that's the mouse pad is obviously what you're going to use the mouse for. But the Switch kind of markets itself like you could take it anywhere, you could do anything. So considering that it's going to be for kids as well, they're going to be trying to use this shit on like gravel, concrete, like sticky picnic tables and shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
Gravel? Well, not gravel, but like abrasive concrete is what I mean. Like, not gravel.
Just
gravel. Just gravel. I'm going to be throwing it in the pond. No.
If your kid's using it on gravel, you got some bigger problems, man.
But like
that's crazy.
There's not a lot of like, it's not as versatile as they're kind of trying to make it seem. There's not a lot of like you're not going to find a lot of clean, flat surfaces that you can use the controller on. And it will get wear and tear. I don't think it'll affect the magnets because the connection between the magnets is stronger when it's, it has the slight current going through it and it's like in place of the actual socket it's supposed to be on. But if you're I don't know how strong the magnets are inherently. So if you're trying to use this on like a metal surface or a magnetized surface of like some kind, you're gonna get some resistance. And I think it might make for a lot of awkward, uncomfortable play situations where there's like not even a point to using the mouse feature. I think it might just be like it's there for rare cases and not really like a big marketer of the actual use of the console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I could see that. I mean, like they showed off that game. Like this is what actually made me think of all this is like they showed off that game. I guess I'll just bring it up. The drag, what is it called? Like
Drag and roll,
drag and drive. And they actually showed using the mouse like this, like just like constantly like I don't know, just rubbing them on a surface to like make yourself go. And I don't know, man. I could just see kids like just fucking like destroying them with that shit. And
slamming them into the table.
That's why they made that game so that kids destroy them and then they have to buy
more
$90 Joy-Con.
They're playing 4D chess over there, man. That's
it's
Nintendo
all
for
thought
you.
out.
It's all calculated, dude. Well, regardless.
Also, okay, I just want to say that game does not look fun at all to me.
No, I'm not. That's like the ARMS of this console, dude. I mean, and even then, it
like
looks
ARMS
worse.
was more appealing.
It looks worse.
ARMS was
worse than
better.
ARMS. No, I agree. ARMS was definitely a better concept and probably a better game. This just looks generic as hell. Like I don't know. I just don't. I don't have very much interest in it.
I really hope because I don't think that they've announced the price for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I would consider picking it up if it was like $20. But I really don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna be $60.
I think a solid $5 would.
$70.
It's gonna be 70 big ones, Donavan.
It is gonna be
But they're gonna
70
provide
big ones.
free updates, so it'll be worth it,
Dude,
guys.
yeah, and they're gonna have free updates for like 2 months,
dude.
and then they're gonna have a DLC that comes out a year after.
Well,
Do you have to
you
pay
know
that
what?
$10 for?
Yeah.
I know we're not going to get into the price stuff yet, but this chit chat is going to be so fucking funny to watch back in like 3 or 4 years and just see our reaction to the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. It's all leading up to that, but we have more
all
stuff to
leading
talk
up to
about
that.
first.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Okay. So next they detailed the new, like, I just want to bring this up because I think it's cool. They have like the new power adapter where it like actually it's like a connection rather than like all being one unit. You know what I mean? Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. Like,
Convenient.
yeah. The new onboard storage, 256 gigabytes. Pretty nice.
Noted.
As a standard.
That is very nice. That's what 8 times the storage, right?
8 times the original storage.
That is definitely needed because usually you would always have to like. You could probably put like 2 games on the actual Switch, and then you're like, okay, well now I need to buy like extra space, and it just sucked.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a better move.
And I think you're still gonna have the option to put in an SD card. Obviously, no, they said that the Express SD cards.
Because now you need an
Micro Express,
extreme, whatever the fuck. You need like the faster one. It doesn't work like a regular SD card.
Right. You have the USB-C port on the top, which they showed off using for the camera, but you could use that for the charger, which is going to be nice.
Right.
Uh-oh, Donovan, where'd you go?
Hello?
Donovan died.
Donovan. Put that camera on, boy. There you go.
D. Carl?
Classic D. Carl move.
Classic D. Carl move.
He turns the camera on. He's just like duct taped to a chair.
Yeah.
He's being kidnapped actively.
Guys, they're forcing me to buy the Switch too.
They're forcing me, guys.
Drag X Drive.
We have a new dock with 4K support, which is nice.
Drag X Drive is the new joke.
Drag X Drive, dude. Dude, I don't think it's a joke, guys. I'm really excited for that. So whatever.
I'm
Guys.
looking forward to playing Drink
It
and
looks like an
Drive.
exciting, fresh new IP.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna carry Nintendo far. Just like the paid tech demo that they're doing.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was paid at the start.
Yeah, that's gonna be just so nice to just pay Nintendo for that. Like I'm so happy about
It's
that.
like a shittier Astro's Playroom.
It's not even. You can't even compare it to that. It's like it's so like just like emotionless.
Mid.
I mean, why
Yeah.
do they need to
compare.
make money on
Astro's
that?
Playroom is free.
Yeah, Astro's Playroom is free and it's an actual game. This is just literally just like, oh, look at the cool Joy-Con. Stupid.
This is the definition of a tech demo, and
Yeah.
they're charging for it. It's fucking crazy.
Who would buy that? The sales has got to be like maybe 5
Yeah,
5 reviewers,
5
and
people.
that's it.
What's it called, Antoine? What's the name of it?
The Nintendo
There's so many
Switch 2
hardcore-
welcome tour.
There's so many hardcore Nintendo fans that will just eat that shit up.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, nom, 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 nom. Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man.
Let's see. They showed off the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, which looks pretty much like, it's pretty similar to the original, except now it's got those little back paddles on the.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Extra like keys to assign.
I do kind of like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I love back paddles. I'm excited about
I wish
that.
I wish everything had back paddles. No.
Wait, how much is it? How much is it?
The Pro controller.
Mhm.
Who fucking knows?
We're not talking about
It's
those prices
$80.
yet.
It's $80. It's $10 less than the Joy-Con. I know that.
Yeah,
It's
it
80
is-
it's
it
80
is-
bucks.
It is $80. Yeah.
How's the Pro controller cheaper than the Joy-Cons?
It's always been like that.
Because there's 2 of them.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Joy-Cons.
Really?
Yeah. The Joy-Cons for the Switch 1 were $80 if you got a set of 2.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So that's
You're
cool. I'm happy about that. Very happy. June 5th, 2025 is the release date. A week before Donovan's birthday. And Anthony Camacho's birthday.
That's exciting.
And Anthony Camacho's birthday.
And
His birthday.
Equally as exciting.
Yeah. Equally as exciting. Let's see.
That's crazy that they're releasing it so soon after doing the big unveil. I feel like in the past, this is like the quickest they've ever done like a reveal to release. I feel like
For a new console, yeah, for sure.
for a new console. Well, I
I
guess
mean,
the
yeah,
Switch was only
the
like
Switch
2 months as
1
well, huh?
No, the Switch 1 was like,
Yeah.
what, October to March? So that's like,
When did the Switch 1 come out?
Yeah,
March what?
well-
What day? March 3rd?
March 3rd.
March 3rd.
It's about
yeah.
5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess like this is the equivalent to like the Switch 1 January event that they had.
Yeah.
So it was like 2 months.
Pretty much.
And then
yeah.
it was like 3 months before that they did the October reveal, and it was 3
Yeah.
months before this that they did the January Switch 2
But
reveal.
with the Switch
Yeah.
1, it felt more justified that it was that quick because the Wii U generation was so bad.
Yeah.
Where the hell did
last
Brennan
one.
go? Who the hell are you? Oh, okay.
All right.
Nice reference.
There's like this thing has this fucking pop up on my screen, and I was trying to get rid of it, and it fucking
and it punished
made me
you
leave the
for it.
call.
It punished you. Okay. So we have upgraded Switch 1 games on the Switch 2, such as, like Brennan brought up earlier, Super Mario Party Jamboree with the extra mini games and extra mode. Looks pretty neat. Donovan's the only one here that has that game. So,
I do.
but
And I think it at some point in the future when we all have Switch 2s, I do think it'd be really fun to upgrade that game and then like game share it with you guys so we could all play it with just one copy.
that
of the
would
game.
be
That would be
dope,
sick.
dude.
Fuck
I would
shit.
be so down for that. We got Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in 60 frames a second. Pretty cool. Yeah.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
That is, I was looking forward to that more than anything with the Switch 2, honestly.
It's pretty nice.
I could not stand playing those games in the state that they were on the Switch. It sucked. It like I think it made the game like it severely knocked it down quite a few pegs in terms of my enjoyment of it, just because of how horribly it ran on a freaking potato.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 So I was
I-
stoked. I was stoked to see that, and it ran so smooth. It looked so good.
Yeah.
They
Did you
it
see
in
the
in the
forest? Yeah, with the
Yes,
the
they
grass.
did it in
Like
the forest.
that's crazy.
I didn't
dude.
think that I didn't think Breath of the Wild was too bad on the Switch, but maybe that's just bias because I also saw what it looked like on the Wii U.
Mm.
That's
But
true.
no, Tears of the Kingdom, I think definitely is gonna definitely.
Here's
Yeah.
the Kingdom.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
They
where it
ran
stuck.
about-
That's where it stuck out to me the most.
They ran about as well as they could on the Switch, I feel like. But there's definitely a lot of people like you, Parker, that had trouble playing the game just because of how they ran. And so
It just
I
hurt my
hope
eyes,
that
dude.
it's cheap enough. I hope it's cheap enough of an upgrade so that
I think it's about
it's
$10.
not like a hurdle.
I think it's $10.
It is $10, which is not bad. However, I will be getting this because it is like almost necessary to play Tears of the Kingdom, because it does not run well, especially for the game it is. But I think this is just another. I'm kind of split as well, because I feel like this is another predatory pricing plan from Nintendo. Because if you think about it, for any other game, it basically needs the update to run as it should. And when a game is not optimized on release, the developers will often be criticized for it, and then they will have to optimize it so people actually, will buy the game and play it at its peak performance. But they're not doing this as like a free update. They're doing this as a fuck you, give me a little bit of money update.
Mhm.
I really feel like this should have been free in the first place, even if they are moving it to a new console, because they're not really doing anything new. They're just slightly updating
No.
the textures. This
Right.
for any other game, this would just be like a free update that they don't even really mention. But for Nintendo, it's a $10 charge and a big fucking middle finger.
PlayStation did the same thing for PS4 to Xbox 5. I mean, Xbox 5.
Right.
PlayStation from PS4 to PS5 did the same thing, where there's a lot of games that you could get the PS5 version, but you had to pay. I mean, some of them were free depending on like if you had like the premium subscription, the Plus or whatever. But like most of them, you had to pay like $5 or $10 to get like the deluxe edition. Like it cost me $10 to get GTA 5 online and the Minecraft for the PS5.
Did they add any content for it?
No, it's just a graphic update.
Well, and
I don't even know if I agree with just like the I mean, PS5 or Nintendo. I feel like it's just predatory pricing in general. That's my personal opinion, but it is nice that there is an update in general.
Okay, so let's say I have Breath of the Wild on like as a game card. If I put it in my Switch 2, will I be able to play the game without spending the $10, or do you have to spend the $10 to be able to play it at all?
I feel like they'll
can
let you play
it in its old state.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
so.
Like they
yeah.
add
Be
in
able
the
to.
lag in Korok Forest.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is the game just gonna run like shit if you don't spend
There's
$10?
no way. There's
Like,
no
that doesn't
way.
make any sense.
First, I
That
don't
like
know
does
how-
not make sense.
I don't know how Nintendo's gonna
Well-
do it because this is a completely different company. But like PlayStation, I upgraded to the PS5 version of Minecraft. But to play the PS5 version of Minecraft, I have to put in my PS4 disc.
Mm.
And
Well,
so I don't know. I could totally see Nintendo do it. I could, knowing how fucking stingy Nintendo is, I could see you putting in your fucking game slot and it being like, to play on this console, you need to upgrade to the deluxe edition or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
just feel like Nintendo would
But
do that.
could you play the
Okay,
original?
but does that happen with PS5 with Minecraft, Brennan? Like,
Yeah, like,
if you
if you-
put in the PS4, does it let you play it?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be. No, I mean if I put the PS4 disc in the PS4, it plays the PS4 version. But I can only play Minecraft PS5 on the goddamn Xbox 5, the PlayStation 5, if I put in the PS4 disc.
Yeah, but what Donovan's asking is if you were to put in the PS4 disc into the PS5 and not buy the upgrade, could you still play Minecraft?
I think it did it. Actually, yeah, maybe it did it first, and then it just. I think it did. I think it just kept bugging me over and over again, being like, "You can upgrade, you can upgrade, you can
Okay.
upgrade."
Which-
I think it may have. I think it may have
That
let me
makes
play
sense.
the original first.
Okay. I honestly could see it go either way. Like I could see them just fucking requiring you to pay for it. But it would be really nice if they didn't, because that's kind of one of the whole appeal of backwards compatibility is right off the bat when you get the new console, you don't have to pay money to play your old games, you know? So
I
don't
just
know.
wonder how much actual work they had to go through to add the things that they're adding to these games, because like with the Kirby one, it makes sense because they're actually adding content
Yeah.
like DLC
Mhm.
to the game. So it makes sense to charge a little for it. But for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like it seems like they're adding like the mobile app functionality. That's
Which
the only
I
thing that they're
don't
adding
care
besides
about.
like the
Yeah,
I
the
hate
Zelda,
the
the
mobile
Zelda
app.
notes or whatever.
Why are
Okay.
they focusing so much on the mobile app?
One thing that Dean messaged us earlier, he was just like just out of the blue, he was like, "Why are they still pushing the damn mobile app?" And I was like,
Dude.
I was like, I don't know, man.
I don't
I
get
didn't
it.
even-
Is it
I didn't even
successful?
know- I had no idea the mobile app was a thing until the last direct.
That just says it all right there. Yeah. No, you're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Nintendo Switch Online mobile, because they have multiple mobile apps now, but they just made
Oh,
the
do they?
Nintendo Today one, which
They
is
keep
like,
cranking them out, dude. They
Yeah.
have the freaking parental control mobile app. Like, why?
it's
It
like,
should
I
all
do-
just
okay.
be in one place.
Because
Okay,
Bowser's
yeah.
got to control what Bowser Jr. is playing with. He doesn't want him playing with no
oh,
Goombas.
thank God.
Parental controls are needed because you can just your kid will hop on like Mario and just watch like Peach throw crazy ass.
Yeah. That's not gonna fly, dude. No,
Oh,
I,
it's
They
It's just like
definitely need to like streamline the entire like app integration shit.
Yeah.
Like it's too cluttered at this point. Like I haven't been on the NSO app in a long time, but from what I remember, there's like you have to like go into like all these channels like to go play Splatoon 2 with voice chat, you have to go into the Splatoon channel, then pick voice chat. Like it should just be like general voice chat,
yeah,
you know?
it's
Yeah.
so jank, dude. Like, I
Like,
mean,
just have
why
one
they added the
Nintendo
chat
app.
well, but like now there's literally no point of it because they have voice chat in the Switch 2, like in and of itself.
Which
so
is what it needed.
yeah, so there's no point in even downloading the mobile app. What are you going to download
Yeah.
the mobile app to see if your friends are online while you're on your phone? That's so useful. It's so
Well, that's really all that the PlayStation app's used for, and the Steam app or whatever. Like that's really all they need. Like you don't need anything else.
I guess not,
Nothing
yeah.
else should be. Everything else should be controlled natively on the console, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Right.
there's no harm
Yeah.
in having the app, but you shouldn't need it for like voice chat. So
No,
Um,
it's unnecessary.
yeah. I wanted to say regarding the like upgraded games, like what Donovan was saying, I do feel like certain games are justified for them to charge a little as like DLC. But it seems like what they're doing is like the upgrade, like just the base upgrade is $10 more, and the DLC, like if they actually add something substantial to the game, that's $20 more. Like I think the Kirby and the Forgotten Land version, like Nintendo Switch 2 version of that game, is $80 like off the bat. And I know we said we weren't going to talk about price points, but I just want to like put that out.
It
there.
is.
So
No,
dumb.
it is.
Um,
That's crazy.
and also regarding what Brennan said earlier about Brennan, you mentioned how like if you had like the subscription to like PlayStation Now or something, you got the upgrades for free. Is that true? Okay.
Yeah, so there's games that were like on the PlayStation catalog
Uh-huh.
already that
Yeah.
you could download for free from having PlayStation Plus, and then once the PS5 came out, you were able to just get the PS5 upgrade for free. So like I know
Okay.
like Rainbow Six Siege, I got the PlayStation 5 upgrade for free.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
then like words. There was also like a lot of things like Nintendo didn't do this, but PlayStation did it on the PS4 during like its last like year of its life. Almost every game on there you could buy the bundle, which was like usually $10-$20 more, which said came with the PS4 version of the game and PS5. So then once you got an active PS5 account, it would just download automatically.
Right.
Oh,
I think Nintendo is doing something similar where if you have their Nintendo Switch Online, I think you get the upgrades for free. I think that's something that I read.
Oh really?
that would
yeah.
be cool.
But I think
That is true.
I think you have to have
Is
the
it like
expansion
the
pack.
higher tier?
Yeah, I think you have to have the expansion pack, which it seems like that's what they're pushing
Yeah.
with Switch 2 anyway. So, which we'll get to the other way that they're pushing it in a second here. I actually think so the next thing that they showed off was that Dragon. I keep forgetting the stupid name, Dragon Drive. I don't. Yeah. They Oh, and then they
Did,
started.
thanks.
You guys, did you want to talk about Legends EA or Metroid Prime 4?
I don't really have much to say about them. They look better. And the Metroid Prime has
question.
mouse support, which
Are
is
they
cool.
gonna cost? Are they gonna cost more on Switch 2? Are they gonna do the $10 upgrade?
I think
thing?
they are doing the $10 upgrade for those games. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dude,
I think Pokemon. I think
I'll play them on
Legends
Switch
ZA will be $80. I think it'll be $80. I'm not kidding. I think that's gonna happen.
Dude, I'm
seeing Parker
At least-
like
dude.
all the way
It's
back,
okay, guys.
meaning-
Pokemon fans have had to
Yeah.
deal. Pokemon fans have had to deal with
$80.
absurd prices for
gonna be
forever now. We're
$80.
used to it. We're used to it. You know,
Although
it's
we
fine.
gotta
be
contain
shelling
ourselves.
out-
We're not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
$80.
shelling out 4 Andrew Jacksons for a goddamn copy of the Switch 2 version of Legends ZA.
Dude, I'm so excited. So excited for
Think
that.
about that.
Um,
Just put that into mind for a moment.
dude, that's what Andrew Jackson would have wanted, dude. Come on.
Yeah, he would have wanted me to shell out 4 of them for a goddamn Pokemon game.
We got a big old Elden Ring announcement for the Switch 2, which I know Brennen is just foaming at the mouth for that. He's ready to play Elden Ring all the way
Gives
through
me
again.
another console I can play Elden Ring on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It actually looks pretty good on fucking Switch 2 as well.
I was really
I was surprised.
Yeah, no, it looks about as good as I was thinking it would.
It said the tarnished edition, so I'm wondering if that means it's gonna come with the Shadows of the Erdtree DLC, which would be really cool.
Maybe.
So
I think I saw it was listed at $60, but I don't know. I don't. Maybe I didn't see it listed yet.
That would be a god-given miracle if that game was $60.
Yeah. Well,
It's gonna be honest.
we got. Let's see. We got Hades 2, which looked cool. Street Fighter 6.
Cool.
These were just all of the
Very excited for
like
Hades.
third-party stuff that they showed off. Daemon X Machina, which is just the best game ever. Split Fiction, which looks cool. EA Sports Madden 2K.
All right.
That's goaded.
Hogwarts Legacy, which is just funny to me because that was already on the Switch 1. But,
yes,
Oh,
on
yeah.
the Switch One,
Yeah.
the Switch One, they had literally had to remove the open world because the Switch could not handle it.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So this is like the actual
Yeah.
version of Hogwarts Legacy.
And so,
Oh my god.
That's
so
funny.
pretty much because I can confirm this because I played it. I started playing Hogwarts Legacy on the PS4 before I got the PS5 upgrade, and it's exactly like the PS4 version, but like even shittier somehow. The version that's on the Switch right now, to where like in the PS5 version, you can just like walk out of fucking Hogwarts, walk into the courtyard, walk into like the path to Hogsmeade, and then walk right into Hogsmeade. But in the PS4 version, you literally have to like go up to the door. The door won't open because there's a loading symbol on the door. Then the door will open. You'll go out. To get into the open field, you have to hold X and say enter like the fields or something like that, and then you'll loading screen. You'll enter the fields, and then as you're going through the fields, you get to Hogsmeade, and then you have to hold X at like the front gate of Hogsmeade.
You lost me. You lost me.
Like, that's how bad it is. And the loading screens took like 15 seconds each time. And so like it was that for the Switch, but then like even shittier, like the graphics and like some of the things were really buggy on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of interested to see just how much they were actually able to like fix this on the Switch 2 version.
Yeah.
I wonder what the loading times are in general for the Switch 2, because I feel like with PS5 they made a huge deal about the no loading times.
Mm-hmm.
It still has loading times, but they're just like super fast. I'm just curious, like with the processor that it has, like how fast. That's probably not something we'll get an answer to until like it comes out. But I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They showed off Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, and with like 2 seconds of like some SpongeBob thing, which was like
Okay,
that was just so cursed.
I was like, is that
like
a SpongeBob
no
transition?
no elaboration, just SpongeBob, and then just that's it. It's so funny.
That was sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was dope.
They showed off Hitman. They showed off Project 007, Bravely Default remake or remaster. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, Yakuza.
Okay, but they also Square Enix also showed off Final Fantasy VII, right?
Right, which
Yeah.
I don't think I got to yet, but
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
I
you're
just
good.
wanted to know
I'm just
because
trying to
I
rush
think
through
that
these so we can get to the like really good stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that we had like a stream glitch when
Around
we
this
were
time.
watching it
Yeah.
to where we didn't actually see Final Fantasy VII. I learned about
Yeah.
it like afterwards.
I did too.
I heard
Yeah.
it over the stream, like while it was lagging. Like I heard them say Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, "Oh, no way!" But then they showed off the new Warriors game, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, which you know, I got nothing to say about. Brennan, you
Oh, I'm
I
fucking
have something to
excited.
say about it too.
oh, Donavan might have something, but you didn't play the original Hyrule Warriors, did you? Or not the original, the Age of Calamity.
Did you play Age of Calamity, Brendan?
Dude,
Oh, no, maybe
I
you didn't.
have so many fucking hours in Age of Calamity. I bought every DLC that came out for Age of Calamity.
Okay, wow.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
So you are
most
excited
of-
for this one.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I am totally one of those. I'm totally one of the. I'm totally one of the few supporters of the Hyrule Warriors games.
I won't rain on your parade then. I won't.
Okay, no, let me hear it. Come on, Quentin.
I feel like
Speak
No,
up.
no.
I feel like the gameplay is like the worst part of them, right? Because it's just so repetitive. I don't know.
It's Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah.
Which we
I don't
have
know,
also
man.
not played.
right? But like, But like, I feel
think
like
the gameplay looks
I don't
fine enough. Like it probably wouldn't hold my attention for very long, but I think it probably does its job just fine.
Yeah.
I was more just like disappointed by because I was gonna get Age of Calamity, and then it came out and the reviews started coming out, and the whole thing with the story, which I don't need to go into, but I know that you know what I'm talking about, Brennan. Like pissed me off, and so I didn't
Oh,
buy it.
no.
And I really
Don't
hope
get
that they
me
don't do
wrong.
the same thing with
The story is
this
fucking
one.
weird. I just mean like the gameplay and like I like the story as its own thing, but the story of them trying to like make this a thing also pisses me off at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're on the same page then.
No, it was a cool story except for the fact that it just doesn't make sense.
that was
No sense at all.
that was what I
have
heard.
I have 100 hours in Age of Calamity.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted
is-
to see Zelda cry. I wanted to see Link die. I wanted to see it all happen.
So moving on from that, next they showed off GameCube Online, which I was not expecting. Donovan predicted this. I was not. I really just did not think that would happen, but it did.
I didn't think it would happen either. Let
Yeah.
the record show.
Okay, I
Yeah.
predicted it, but I
Big
was
swing
still
and a
very
miss.
surprised that it happened.
Yeah. Well, and they were so like, I don't know, it was so nonchalant, but I guess, yeah. Twilight Princess. Uh-huh. That which was one of the games that they did not show off. They showed off Wind Waker, they showed off F-Zero, and they showed
Zero.
off Soul Calibur 2, which I think are the only 3 games that they're going to have at
Based.
launch,
Yeah, probably.
but still pretty cool that we're getting those. And
Okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
wait,
go
can
ahead.
I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Brennan, I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
They did not show Twilight Princess.
I know. I'm sad.
So what do you think about it? I brought this up before you joined the Discord call. Do you think that they'll release it eventually on NSO, or will they make an HD remake that you have to buy for $70, $80?
I have 2 things that I want to happen. I really, really want. I either want them to put it on the GameCube one because I just like the GameCube version of Twilight Princess more, anyways. I do not. I swear to God, if they try to do like some Wii fucking emulator shit here in like a year or 2 or 3, whatever, for the Switch 2, and that's what they put Twilight Princess on, I might actually just fucking commit Sudoku. But I either want them to put it on the GameCube, or I'm still like, I just dream that we could get. I just wish Nintendo would realize how much money they could make if they just put Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, and then either like another random HD remake, or just like or even just those 2 together and made it like a game. They could have easily sold that as like a single thing, and people would buy it. I know they would. People said they would.
I would.
I would.
I mean, and I agree. Like that's something that I've been like predicting with every direct, and it just has not happened. But now that they're putting Wind Waker on this GameCube Online app, I don't like. I think that dream is dead. I think they are just going to release Twilight Princess as part of the app. I'm pretty.
Probably.
I'm pretty.
I
sure
think they
about
will
that.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Did
I
you
would
guys-
still play the fuck out of, but like,
Yeah.
come on.
So, question. I got a question. Did you guys see that Chibi Robo was in the lineup?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
That-
like they had a couple games that I was like, what? They're acknowledging
Did they have
that
any
game?
of the Pikmin games in there? Or
No, that's-
I guess you have to buy
So
those.
I'll read the ones that they showed off in like that scroll, like after they showed off
Yeah.
the footage. They had Mario
That was
Sunshine.
sick.
They had Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. They had Pokemon Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness, which have been infamously going for absurd prices on the secondhand market. So I'm really happy that we're getting those.
That's crazy.
Scalpers are
Officially.
fucking exploding right now.
They just nuked him.
Yeah. Yeah, they just completely just fucking shattered their dreams. We got Super Mario
Yeah.
Strikers. We got Chibi Robo. We got Luigi's
Good.
Mansion, the original Luigi's Mansion.
W.
Yes.
And that's it. But still, that's a pretty stacked lineup, if you ask me.
It's a great lineup.
Solid.
Yeah, but
Solid.
it would be cool. I mean, they did already like they did, remasters of like the Pikmin games that you can buy for Switch 1. They did like Metroid Prime remastered. They did Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. They have a couple games that they probably won't put on this app because there's like
There's
ways
no
you
way.
can buy them. You know what I mean?
I think they should at least put the first Pikmin on there. Maybe not the second.
Okay,
But the first Pikmin is short enough that I think that they will.
That's true. I could maybe see that. I could also see them if they just completely refuse to do remastered versions of Prime 2 and Prime. Well, I guess Prime 2 only because that was a GameCube game. Like I could see them putting that on this app.
Dude, Prime 2 with the mouse would. Oh my god, I want to play Metroid Prime with a fucking mouse.
Dude, and Prime 1. They could update
Prime
Prime
1.
1 with that support.
Oh, they will. I'm sure they will.
Yeah. So pretty exciting stuff there. Yeah, that was like one of the hypest parts of the direct for me was just having those games because it's just been so long since like we really had access to those games.
Okay, wait. Really quick question for you guys, just to stir the pot again.
Oh,
Because I like doing that. Do you guys think that they'll have Nintendo DS online next, or will they have the Wii one next?
I
Ooh.
feel like DS would be next.
DS. I'm thinking DS.
That's gonna be weird.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like I could, they could make it work, but it would be weird. It'd be wacky.
I'm gonna guess.
Yeah,
the
how would
Wii
they-
because
how would
the
they do
mouse
the
could
second
work-
screen?
The mouse could work as a pointer for the Wii, and I think that'd be easier
That's
to do than a double
true.
screen.
Ooh,
That's a good
Okay.
That's a good point. That's a good
Mm.
I
point.
like that take.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I think that's my guess.
And they do have, dude. They could re-release Punch Out for Wii if they did that.
See that would make my year.
Yeah, would that wet your whistle? Would that
It would
get your
wet my
jimmies
whistle.
rustled or not? No way, that's a
dude,
bad-
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Parker, they fucking replaced Punch Out with arms, and then they replaced arms with this fucking dragon. I can't remember the name.
Dragon Drive.
Dragon Drive.
Dragon
Makes me
Drive.
sick. It makes me truly sick.
Dragon Drive is the new Punch Out.
Yeah.
Think about
That's
that.
crazy.
That's
That
a
is the
sickening-
biggest
That's a truly
reach.
gut wrenching thought.
How far we've
Dude.
fallen.
Punch Out
Okay.
Special.
Next up, they showed off Deltarune chapters 3 and 4. Donovan was
Popped
pretty.
off.
He was popping off for that. And other people. I'm not gonna act like that wasn't a big thing. That was a big thing.
This is a pretty big reveal for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. We got Borderlands 4, Civilization 7.
Civilization. I was so excited for Civ 7,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, the game is major ass right now, and it probably won't be playable for like another year.
Yeah.
Game.
It's coming though. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077, which is something that I predicted, which I didn't actually know if that would happen, but it is, which is cool. Final Fantasy 7 remake. We got like a split second of Silk Song.
2 seconds.
That
Just
is
like 2
insane. That was
seconds.
insane.
Yeah. That was just so.
saw
That's
that
so
too.
funny that they did that.
That was so
I
sick. They just threw it in there.
Yeah.
because I missed the original like live because and as most of you know, I work closing shift at my work, so I'm sleeping into like 10:30 and then get off at 9.
Mm.
And so like I way missed the stream, but I watched it like as I was getting ready for work. So I just kind of had it like running off to the side while I was like getting dressed and getting my shit ready to go to work. And then I just like see it and I'm like, hold on, and I had to go back. I'm like, is that fucking real?
Yeah. Yeah. It was so brief.
They just flash it on screen, which is crazy because fans of Silksong have been waiting for so long because I think it was maybe about like 8 years or something in that ballpark a long time
It was
ago.
2018.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They
7
they
years.
basically
7
showed
years.
off the game like it was finished. And everyone thought, "Oh my God, it's Silksong's coming out? It's gonna be out in 2 years." And then they just went dark. They never said anything about it. People online started to go slowly insane to the part where like they started to fake the game's release and pretend like it came out. Like people
And
were
then a
pretty
week
much at the end of
ago-
the rope.
A week ago, they updated the Steam listing for it, and so there was the direct for the Switch One last week, and I convinced you to get up and watch it with us just because I was so sure that they were gonna have Silk Song, and they didn't.
It's just another debate.
Donovan got played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they showed off the Duskbloods, which is an
Dude,
exclusive
Bloodborne 2.
FromSoft game only on the
It's
Nintendo
not,
Switch
it's
2.
not gonna be Bloodborne 2. It's multiplayer.
Bloodborne 2.
Pretty crazy move to make it
Dude.
exclusive, but
I'm so fucking excited. Like, honestly, because like, other than like getting Wind Waker, getting Wind Waker is really cool, and getting the remakes are really cool. But like my hands down, my top two things for this direct for me were Hyrule Warriors, and then the Duskbloods. Just because I'm such a FromSoft fucking fan right now, so when I saw that, and I'm like, oh, this kind of reminds me of like a Dark Souls 2 Bloodborne shit, and then it fucking FromSoft's name popped up, and I was like, I dropped everything. I was like, hold on, and I like paid the most attention.
Yeah.
Like, what am I watching?
it's
Yeah.
pretty nuts, dude. It's pretty nuts.
And Quentin said the same thing.
Yeah, he was
said
really
that he like
popping
he was
off, dude.
falling asleep. He said, and then he saw that, and he was like immediately like
Yeah.
locked in, screaming at his screen. And I do think that this is maybe one of the biggest announcements of the whole direct, because
Yeah.
It was
maybe the
crazy.
biggest announcement of the direct, because like there are so many people that love FromSoft, especially after Elden Ring, that will like now buy a Switch 2 maybe just for this game.
My coworker, one of the first fucking things is me and my coworker talk about this shit all the time, and we talk a lot about like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and shit. He literally walked up to me today, and the first thing he said was, "Well, shit, I guess I'm buying a Switch."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
That's crazy.
and like the thing that's so surprising to me is that it's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Because
strategic
FromSoft
move for
works-
Nintendo because they know
Yeah.
that
Well, 'cause
those
FromSoft
audiences
works
don't
under-
overlap very much, you know. So
Yeah. Well, and FromSoft works under Bandai Namco, and they're owned by Sony. That's why like Bloodborne and like some of the Dark Souls games are hard to get like remakes or different console ports because Sony's such fucking power hungry, money hungry fuckers. And so like seeing FromSoft getting the okay to make.
Sony
Bandai
doesn't
Namco
own
is-
Bandai Namco.
I thought they did, or
They
There's no
own
way.
Bloodborne. No,
Is it
they own
just
Bloodborne,
Bloodborne?
but Bandai Namco makes Smash.
yeah, Bandai
Oh,
Namco
shit, you're
makes
right.
Smash, and they've
Yeah.
they've worked on other shit.
why does Sony own just Bloodborne then? That's so weird.
Well, it's kind of like
Yeah.
it seems like this. It's like how Nintendo apparently owns Duskbloods
Yeah, maybe
now.
just like cut a deal with FromSoft and made an
Yeah.
exclusive. I guess so. Either way, I'm fucking excited.
Pretty
Yeah.
I'm
crazy.
curious if they're gonna bring Night Rain to Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, they didn't talk about
that
that at
seems
all.
like
huh?
a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, if they're
Yeah,
doing Elden
that'd be a
Ring
good move.
and this game, I'm sure. At least I
Yeah,
hope so.
it's just
Night
weird
Rain
that they
coming
didn't
to
talk
PC?
about it.
Night Rain is coming to PC, yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. They already have a Steam
Yeah,
page for
right.
it.
You're right. Okay, I just wanted
Um,
to check that.
That's next month too. That's very
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh baby, yeah,
No.
you're right.
Yeah, really quick, I want to say, because that was the last like third-party game they detailed, we didn't get anything about Baldur's Gate or Monster Hunter, which I was kind of expecting.
Monster
but-
Hunter surprised me.
Yeah,
They're gonna
Yeah.
get something on Monster Hunter.
I was expecting like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill 2 as well.
Dude,
Yeah.
Silent
I
Hill
those
was
didn't get
cool.
on there.
But we got a lot of stuff, so, 2 out of like what 50 games, like that's that's not bad. Not that many, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Overall, I feel like they had a really strong third-party showing.
For sure. I
Yeah,
think that was
honestly.
one of the
This might have been one of
strongest
the-
like no caveats part of the direct was just the third party lineup.
This is one of the most like third party like directs that I've actually given a shit about.
Yeah, because normally it's just farming simulator, another farming simulator, anime JRPG, farming simulator,
Anime
Yep.
farming simulator.
anime farming simulator, yeah,
farming.
Tamagotchi Plaza. Yeah.
God.
All right, 2 more things that they showed off in the direct. Kirby Air Riders, new game by
Yeah.
Masahiro Sakurai, sequel to Kirby Air Ride on GameCube Online. Pretty cool. Pretty
You
neat.
get that sequel, all you have to
Cult
do is throw an
classic.
S in the
Pretty
end,
dope.
and you
Yeah.
got that sequel.
I think it's
Air
going to
Rider,
be...
Air Riders.
Yeah, right. This is like the year of mascot racing games, dude. We got Mario Kart, Kirby Air Riders, and Sonic Cross Worlds or whatever the hell.
Bro, Sonic
Yeah.
is selling 0 copies.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
The Sonic team is gonna be eating ice soup after that.
yeah,
game release.
they are just
Ice
like
soup.
they are just like fucking crashing out right now, dude.
There are
boy,
pancakes and ice soup.
water for dinner
Yeah.
and some ice for dessert.
Oh, and so okay, raise
I
your hand
see.
if you thought that the Kirby Air Riders announcement was a Smash announcement.
Mhm.
I would be
I think
raising
we
my
all
hand
did.
right now.
Yeah.
but- yeah.
I
I thought it was Smash,
I'm glad that it wasn't. I'm glad that it
I
wasn't.
am also glad that it wasn't.
I think it's for the best.
I just did not think they were gonna do it this soon. And if they did, I think it wouldn't have been. I mean, it would have been exciting, but it would have just been a kind of like, what could they have
Too
done?
soon,
I don't know.
man.
I think that they're.
What
I'm
extra
glad
could they
that they're
add?
waiting. I'm glad that they're
Okay, but
waiting.
Do we think they're gonna port? Do we think they're just gonna give a graphic upgrade to Ultimate and port it?
Well, they might still do that, but in terms of like a new Smash Bros, they're definitely going to do a new one, like within the next 3 or 4 years, like at least.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Same with Animal Crossing. We didn't get any Animal Crossing announcements.
I was gonna bring that up because one of my predictions for this direct was that Animal Crossing New Horizons was so big that I didn't think they would show gameplay of a new Animal Crossing, but I thought they would at least tease it and say like, oh yeah, we're working on the new one.
hmm
But
Me too.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, honestly.
Yeah.
I
They-
still expect that to come out like within the first 3 years of the Switch too.
I mean, I think.
I
There
think
was
it will.
there was a random shot of someone playing Animal Crossing on the Switch too. So we'll probably
Yeah.
get. I mean, it's probably just showing the backwards compatibility at most, but still.
I think they're just expecting
Yeah.
people to kind of like cruise with New Horizons for a little bit longer. But yeah, they got to do a new one within. Like,
It's been getting worked on at least since like 2023
2
or 2-ish.
Because
whenever
20
Splatoon 3 came out. When did Splatoon 3 come out?
Oh, Splatoon 3 came out in 2022. Yeah, late 2022.
So 2022.
Yeah, I
So
forgot
would
that
say
they
it's
make
been getting worked on.
that team makes Splatoon, huh? And Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I guarantee you they've been working on that.
They're
yeah.
working on
Animal
Amiibo
Crossing.
Festival. They're
They're working
kinda
on-
forgot.
HD.
They're
Amiibo
working on
Festival too.
Splatoon 4. And you will buy
I
it.
kind of forgot that Splatoon 3 and 2 were just kind of like back to back to where like
Yeah.
Splatoon 3 was just kind of forgotten about.
It
Yeah,
really
they came
is.
out really fast after another.
Yeah. No,
It's,
no,
It's
it's
kind of
really
odd
weird
move.
to say because I like Animal Crossing and Splatoon, but the last like game franchises I want right now are those 2 franchises.
yeah. No, I'm perfectly
Yeah.
content waiting for those for a little
Splatoon 3
bit.
got announced so fast that when I was watching the trailer for it, I didn't even like realize what it was. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The update,
Yeah, is
Okay.
it another DLC? Is it the next Squid
it's
Fest?
another update. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The final announcement. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new
Oh,
like
yeah.
headline 3D platformer for the Switch 2 coming out in July. So basically like the Mario Odyssey of the Switch 2.
Well, what do you think of this, Antonia?
I think it looks pretty cool. I really did not think that they were gonna do a 3D Donkey Kong. I mean, like I thought it right up until like the night before the direct. Like I was like, I don't think they're gonna do it. Like it just like I think they're just leaving retro to make Donkey Kong stuff. Like they're probably doing just another 3D Mario, which I was still happy about because I love 3D Mario. But honestly, like I think this is gonna be pretty damn cool, and it's gonna be like a kind of a nice change of pace from like a typical 3D Mario game.
I agree.
It looks like it's very much in the style of Mario Odyssey in general, and to have a 3D Donkey Kong after all this time is crazy because of the licensing issues, and it was all split up and whatever. Per previous fucking 3D Donkey Kong game. But one thing I'm noticing is that compared to Odyssey, this one looks a lot less graphically impressive, which I'm confused about if that was just like a trailer issue or something, because I remember not bragging, but everyone in during Mario Odyssey's reveal was talking about like, oh dude, you can see the individual hairs on his fucking mustache. Look at his hat, look at the fibers in his hat. This one, I don't know, it looks
I disagree.
a little watered down.
I thought it looked great.
I think it looks. It's just stylized, and
I'm not saying it looks bad at all. I'm just saying it's not as like finely detailed as like.
I'm
Odyssey
watching the
was.
footage, and I see what you mean, Dean, for sure. Like I can kind of see what you're talking about, but I don't really. I don't know. I don't really think that makes it look worse. I think it's just like kind of just kind of doing its own like more cartoony art style, and I dig
guess so.
it. I think it looks cool.
The main difference I'm trying to make is that like this game looks really good and like fun and funny, but Mario Odyssey was like fun and beautiful looking. Like you could just spend like time looking at your environment. But this one I didn't get a lot of pull from. I know you can do a lot of destructible stuff, which I think is awesome. I like the destructibility of the environment, but it didn't look as like eye-catching, I'd say, except for when they were showing off the enemies.
I think you're tripping. I think this is like legit one of the best looking Nintendo games like they've ever.
Really?
I think over time it'll grow on you.
Especially the expressiveness of all the characters and all the colors and stuff.
I do like the expressiveness a lot.
Yeah,
I think the expressiveness is definitely a high point.
No,
I guess I can see what you mean. Like some of the environments maybe just like aren't fully done yet. I guess you can maybe tell that in a little bit of it.
Dude,
That's mainly what I'm talking about.
I think this is a reference to like the original Donkey Kong Country. Like that looks so similar to the original Donkey Kong Country games, and it's like a side-scrolling part. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
Just a little detail, but
we gotta have that.
No, yeah, no.
I love that they're like making
this big like open
area
with the minecart.
They're just like giving Donkey Kong like another like makeover.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of needed that for a while. Like Tropical Freeze was great, but like I kind of feel like Returns was kind of them bringing back the Rare style, which was good, and I definitely love those games. But I appreciate that they're like moving the franchise forward because it kind of felt like it. Since Tropical Freeze came out, it's kind of been like in a stalemate. Like nothing's happened with the Donkey Kong franchise.
Dude, if you look at the release timeline, it's so funny. We got Returns 3D, Tropical Freeze again, Returns HD. Like they have been cooking with those two games for the last 15 years, and now we're finally getting a new one, which I'm happy about. So. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's just cool that they're like headlining this game as like the big like 3D platform because normally it's it's always Mario, but I think it's like this is just as like fresh and exciting and new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I love when like Nintendo does unpredictable things like this, just like because everybody was saying up to this direct like, oh, it's gonna be a new 3D Mario, but. Just the fact that they were like, no, we're doing Donkey Kong this time. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Donkey Kong is
I'm
fucking
very
awesome.
excited for that game.
Yeah.
When does that one come out again?
It comes out in July. It comes out on Cody's birthday.
Really?
Specifically.
Wow.
I noticed. So, you know, we have something to actually celebrate that day. No, I'm kidding.
I told Cody I was gonna buy it for him, but he's not gonna have a Switch 2, so I'm just gonna give him the game and he
Get him
can
the
just
game
use
and
the
he could just look at it.
Empty cartridge.
Okay. So that was everything in the direct. So now we, no holds bar, we can talk about the stuff that was detailed after the
shit
direct.
on it all.
Yeah. Let's just
Okay, wait, you should.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
What?
Just time to pull down my pants and let loose.
Can we just and Parker, I want you to go off, but like, can we just talk about like the 180 that happened, like, because the direct was so good. I think
direct
we're all
was
in agreement
really
that
solid,
The direct
really
was
good.
amazing.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But everything after the direct was such a shit
Dude, I
show.
just got more and more depressed over the course of the day. Like, I did not expect that to happen. I don't know. And it really, I feel better now. Like, looking back at it, I don't feel as bad, but it was just the immediate high and low. That was just so... It was such like a whiplash.
Emotional whiplash, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The big elephant in the room is the price point of the games. Well, let's talk about the price point of the Switch itself, because we didn't talk about that. $450 for the base model, no games, no extras, just the base Nintendo Switch 2. Which was what I predicted, because I was telling like Donavan and Parker this, like I thought 400 was too low. Like, that was only $50 above the OLED, and with the economy as it is, like I just thought 400 was too low. 500 I thought was too high, which I was kind of right about that. 450 kind of the sweet spot, and that is what the standard model is going to be. 500 with Mario Kart included, which $50 more, you get Mario Kart, which is like probably one of the best games that the Switch 2 is going to ever have. So
I was like, I think someone did the math, and if you do that, you save like $20 on not buying Mario Kart.
Yeah, so that's the thing is the standard MSRP for Mario Kart is going to be $80, which first time for Nintendo, first time in general for just like a standard like new AAA release, just $80 right at launch. Pretty crazy. Yeah, when I saw that, I was not very happy.
Don't you also have to pay for online too?
You have to pay for the console, you have to pay for the game, and you have to pay for online. And if you want to play like local multiplayer, that's more controllers you got to buy.
So that's like a $650 fucking up hike
investment. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
I'll say, yes, the online, having to pay for the online that much sucks. But like for someone who's a PlayStation player, everyone's always been like 60 for the full expansion pack. That's crazy, and I'm over here like, that's actually a pretty good deal. Fucking PlayStation's up to 160 for a year's worth.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you put it like that.
And so, like, don't get me wrong, the 60 is a crazy jump from what it used to be, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I have no problem getting all this shit for $60.
Are you talking about what? Are you talking about the online subscription
for the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The online subscription for the Switch is $50, I think, which is $10 less, but still, I think it's $50 for the base expansion pack, which I always considered to be a lot, but like with all the games included, you could consider it to be fair now, I guess.
I think they're gonna hike it up 10 more bucks
now.
And the
hike it up
GameCube.
10 more bucks.
Yeah, they're probably
do that.
Honestly, yeah. They didn't specify if they're gonna do that now, right? I didn't see.
No, but I have a big hunch that they will.
No, I could see that.
I have like a big hunch. Like I would almost bet money on it.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But even if they do that, I mean, like, I don't know, $10 more. It is what it is.
That's still the cost. That's still the cost of PlayStation Online, which doesn't get you
and
any
Xbox
free
Online
games at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think that's too bad.
No.
With the GameCube, I think it makes sense for them to to bump it up an extra 10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad
Yeah.
at that.
I mean, I would
It
be a
wouldn't really
little.
piss me off. It'd just be obnoxious given the price of the games.
I would be a little upset
Yeah.
if they like required like specifically Switch 1 owners to still pay that amount without getting any benefits. Like that would kind of suck. But maybe they're gonna have like 3 tiers. I don't know. But what do we think? What do we think about $80 Mario Kart, guys? How are we feeling about that?
Not great.
Yeah,
That's definitely the low point of the entire day, and I feel like I've been thinking about it
yeah,
the entire day.
yeah.
Because that is such like a predatory business practice,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Switch games have been okay, the only exception is Tears of the Kingdom, but Switch games have been $60. And
Mhm.
for them to just jump up $20 like immediately, like it's so not consumer friendly at all.
No,
And there was
No.
always. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
I was just gonna say we just got over like the $60 to $70 hike with games in general, where everyone was pissed and we're like, we can't afford games already. This is gonna be insane.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
another jump back to back is just so absurd. It's
Yeah.
hard to see how anyone's gonna be able to afford these games, especially fucking like, hey mom, can you buy me this game? Sorry son, that's $20 short of 100.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
It's pretty
Like
insane. to think
you're
about, man.
so right about that, because I feel like 60 is the max that the average kid could convince their parents to buy them a game for.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
70
yeah.
now because PS5 games have been that for
Maybe.
a little bit. But
I think it just hurts that it's Nintendo like following this trend, but then like bumping it up, because
Yeah.
there has been a trend of like games costing more and more money,
Mhm.
which like is fine. Like if Mario Kart and Donkey Kong were both $70, I think it would hurt a bit less.
yeah,
But just the fact that they bumped it up another 10, I think
Yeah.
is insane.
Why is Donkey Kong 70?
I mean,
I don't know.
I think it could be worth 70 because it look like
Well, I think they should both be 70. I think they
Okay.
should both be 70.
yeah,
But
okay.
I think that's
I
fair.
feel like
I
the
could see that.
disparity in
I thought you were
price
arguing for
to
it
the
being 60.
consumer.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. I think I think that's fine. If they want to make them all 70, that's fine. But
Mhm.
why? I feel like when you have the disparity, like if you have like Mario Kart, which
Mhm.
that's a big title, whatever. That's $80, but then Donkey Kong 70. That makes, as a consumer, it makes you think that Donkey Kong is worth less money. Like you're getting less of a quality game because it's not
Yeah.
80. Which is
Yeah.
kind of messed up, because that's just, you shouldn't think that way, but it gives off that vibe. Like why are they pricing it lower? What about that game makes it less valuable than Mario Kart?
You know what I think it is?
It just is arbitrary. I don't know. I don't get it.
I think it's because the Mario Kart was such a big, insane seller for the Switch, and it carried the Switch so hard. I think
Yeah.
they're just like using that to
Yeah.
extort, basically. I don't think they're assuming
It's-
any additional value from a $70 game. I think they're
Yeah.
just using it to
Yeah.
extort people and be like, this is our console seller. Everyone buys Mario Kart.
Mhm.
You won't not buy Mario Kart, so give me the extra
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
It's exactly that, because they know that they can. They know
Yeah.
that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold 70 million units, and they know that this one will probably be similar to that. So
Yeah.
they know that they can. But just because they can doesn't mean that they should do that.
No.
Nintendo's got a post on like their Twitter now and being like, thanks to some recent insight, we have fixed our mistake, and Donkey Kong Bonanza will now be $80, and then it'll be like in quotation, "Thanks, Parker."
Dude, oh my
I
god.
think-
It is now. You guys will now buy it at that price.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that like video games cost a lot to make now, and like I think
Yeah.
that the price of especially the Switch itself is fair. I think 450 is completely fair. Even though it's a little bit more than I would have liked. I would have
That's
liked
what
it to be at 400, especially for like the casual market. And I think that they could bring it down to 400 at some point once
That's
the
what I
economy
paid-
gets a little better, but
That's what I paid for the PS5 was $450.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Was that with a game or without a game?
No, it was on its own.
Okay.
I just wonder if your average consumer who's like thinking about should I get a Switch 2 or a PS5, I just wonder if like the average person looks at the same price there between a PS5 and a Switch 2 and thinks that the Switch 2 is more valuable.
Well, no,
Like,
no.
I don't know.
I think that they are both. I think that with what Nintendo showed off with this console, like in the past, I would say with the Switch, like they would go PS5 every time because it has more power. But
Hmm.
the reason why the Switch was successful is because it was cheaper, but it was less powerful. Now, if you have a console
Yeah.
that is capable of being played in your hand, like it looks damn near close to PS5 level powerful. I know it's not, but it looks
Mhm.
close.
They're
Which
really
really, really
close. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's really narrowing the gap of
Mhm.
of power.
Yeah.
And look at all the third party titles, and there's going to be way
Mhm.
more that are coming out at
And-
release for the Switch.
Yeah.
I
And
think,
their parents had Nintendos growing up.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think you're absolutely
And
right.
they have the first party titles to back
Well,
up. Because
and
like
that's
at
the
the end of
thing.
the day, that is why people buy Nintendo consoles
And
is for the first
I
parties.
wanted to bring this up
Right.
to you guys because I saw people saying like they didn't show off enough first party stuff, and like I guess, but like I feel like they showed off like it's an okay amount. Like they talked about Mario Kart, they showed off DK, they showed off they teased Kirby, and then they had like all this stuff coming out for like like Switch 1 upgrades, like
here's the thing though.
I don't know. I think it was like a sufficient amount for
Nintendo
the
doesn't even really need to show off that much because even though Parker's right, it's narrowing the gap between a power and a lot. And you may think like they're showing off a lot of stuff, but they didn't show off too many like console sellers, right? They showed off a couple, but they didn't show off that many bangers. But they don't really need to because the PS5 it's almost objectively at this point, it was a flop. The PS5 doesn't really have that many games to carry the console, and I think about 2 years ago they already announced they're like preparing for the PS6. Like they've already done away with the console. They're not making any exclusives for it. It doesn't really have anything to go with the console. If anything, it was just like Cyberpunk at the beginning, and then they dropped it. So, and Xbox is kind of just like stuck in their own cock
they're
in the
just,
back
like,
of the room.
doing
They
their-
don't have anything going
Yeah.
on. Like,
yeah.
I do
They have
agree with
nothing.
that, but I also think I do want to point out that the PS5 has sold pretty well despite not having a lot of exclusives. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's sold like 60 or 70 million.
I think the difference is that now that like kind of like what Parker was saying, like now that we're really close power wise, and we have like not just exclusive, the Nintendo exclusives, which infamously with Nintendo consoles, that's what like sells Nintendo consoles for so many people is the exclusives. And they didn't even show off too many. They showed off like 3 like brand new ones like Mario Kart, DK, Kirby. Like even just those 3 is like more hype than like I feel like PlayStation has in like 3 or 4 years. Like
3 or 4. Yeah, no, you're so right about
Yeah.
that. It's so funny,
Yeah.
Antonio, because you said in the chat earlier this
Mhm.
morning, like I think you were at your low point after seeing the price and stuff, but you
Yeah.
said, I think this is gonna be another Wii U situation.
Yeah.
Which was so
Yeah.
funny to me because I agreed with you for a second, and
Yeah.
then but the more I've thought about it over the course of the day, I really don't think that, but I do think that it's going to have an extremely rough launch.
yeah.
I think Sony's kind of becoming or Nintendo's kind of becoming the new Sony here as well because they're starting to take like Sony's IPs. This is the first exclusive FromSoft Nintendo game, and I don't even think PS5 really had. I mean, they had Demon Souls, but it's not like people were clutching at their pearls for Demon Souls.
Well, and Demon Souls was a remake, anyways.
Right. It wasn't even like a new IP.
I think what we're kind of seeing is just like kind of the textbook sort of like cockiness of like a really hot seller and then like just not putting as much like I don't know, just like trying to kind of like do some dirty consumer like unfriendly consumer practices with the next
Mhm.
with the next iteration. Like that's kind of what we saw with like that's what we saw with PS2 to PS3. Like infamously, that's PS3 had like a really rough initial launch because it was priced so high. It was priced at $600 in 2005. Like I read that today.
That's
that
crazy.
just like blew my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Isn't that like adjusted for inflation? That's like $1,000.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. And obviously, like the PS3, like kind of had a redemption in the end, so like they saved it. But like part of me feels like that could happen with the Switch 2. Like I don't think it'll be as bad as the Wii U. Like the Wii U was like completely just terrible. I don't think it'll be that bad.
If anything, I think it'll be more like the 3DS, where like the first year the 3DS was really rough because it was too expensive and there weren't a lot of games for it. This one, like at least the Switch 2 has like really good games. It's more the opposite problem where like the hardware itself isn't really the hurdle. It's more just like the games. Like I saw a post today that was like it showed the UI for the Switch and it
That was
just
one
had
thing I
Mario
wanted to-
Kart on
yeah.
it. And the joke was like, yeah, that's what your UI is going to look like because the only game you're going to be able to afford along with your Switch is fucking Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Yep.
Also,
pretty much.
I want to inject real quick, or I interrupt real quick here. I was exactly right. $600 in 2005 is the equivalent to $1,004 today.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
that's insane. That was just like completely out of pocket at the time.
They're going to sell significantly less games and consoles. They're going to sell. Well, I don't think the console necessarily will be an issue. I think that the console will sell. I think the console will sell. I think the games will sell. I think Mario Kart's not going to sell very well.
Well, I feel like it's not going to meet.
$80.
It's not going to meet their sales expectations, if anything.
Hell no, it's
Definitely
not going to
will
get
not.
close.
Well,
It's not going to get anywhere near what they think it's going to be.
I also feel like the energy for the Switch 2 launch is a lot. It's a lot less than it was for the Switch because the Switch was grand spanking new, but Switch 2 is just kind of like it's powerful, but it's not like innovative. It's not. It doesn't have the innovation of the first Switch.
Yeah, and the Switch 1 still had Breath of the Wild at launch and Mario Kart like a month later. Like this only has Mario Kart, and then like okay, a month later you're getting Donkey Kong, which is still cool, but I don't know if that's going to be like as hard of a sell as Breath of the Wild was back then.
I could see a situation where like they don't sell very well this first holiday season, like not what their sales expectations are, and then they have to like they have to address it in some way, like drop the price of. I don't know if they would drop the price of the console or if they would drop the price of the games or what, but I could see something like that happening.
I mean,
I think Also, I want to bring up that the Zelda game they're selling with the console is not going to pull in the numbers that they think they will at all because not only
Age of Imprisonment,
not only is it a Hyrule Warriors game, which doesn't nearly sell as well as traditional Zelda games, but they're kind of just like shaking the last bit of like soda out of their cup right now because now we've had Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and we're having this game, which is like the prequel
and
in
we
that
had
universe.
Age of Calamity, and then and now we're having this. Yeah.
And it's just like they're sucking so much out of this thing. I think they if they don't drop it and move on to the next like innovative Zelda game, it's new art style, new everything, new gameplay. I think it might kind of be over for their sales for Zelda for a little while.
I think it actually is smart for them to save some of their heavy hitters like Animal Crossing, Smash, and Zelda for later on in the Switch 2's life because if you remember, like the Switch 1 started to kind of plateau its sales until Animal Crossing came out, and then it sold like a bunch during 2020. And that was partially because of the pandemic. Yeah. But I think it was also just because Animal Crossing is a huge game.
Dude, Nintendo
and so I feel like
is just
they want
for another
those
pandemic.
moments of like the huge they want like those moments of like the huge releases to like coincide or to be split apart enough to where they're getting consistent high
Animal
sales.
Crossing's their win button, dude.
Yeah.
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 That's like they're like emergency. Oh shit, we need
Like
to
in
sell more
case of
consoles.
emergency, break
Yeah.
glass and it's just the next
Well,
day.
and that's the thing is like we still haven't really they did not talk about a holiday release. Like they showed up pretty much everything they showed off is releasing either in the summer or like next year. Like they don't.
I mean, we'll always get like our September direct, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more things that.
That's true. I would not be surprised if they had a direct in September and then I guess reveal their holiday release and then just like pump, just get it out there 2 months later. Like I guess I could see that.
Won't Kirby Air Ride and the Zelda Age of Calamity, won't those be the holiday games?
Did they say when those are coming out? I don't know if they.
I think they both
Age of
said
Calamity
this
was
year.
earlier.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Well,
everything announced is this year. I'm pretty sure.
If
Every first party announced.
If those are the
There
holiday
was
titles,
one for
those are
2006,
terrible holiday
or not
titles. I'm sorry.
2026.
I mean, okay, Kirby maybe isn't that bad, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like. Well, I guess I don't know what I would have expected at that point.
If you have Donkey Kong and Mario Kart still, I don't really. This may be controversial, but I don't really think you need an extra holiday game. I
guess
think that
that's
those
true.
two do just fine.
I guess that's true, and a lot of people will probably be picking up Switch 2s by that point, so it doesn't matter too much.
Maybe they're thinking that, like, because the price point is so high, they can kind of stretch their games more thin. Because if the price is so high, you're not going to go, like, the old way of being like, okay, I want to get this game, I want to get this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to play them all at the same time. And then you have kind of, like, a game desert or a gameplay desert where you just don't have anything going on. Maybe the thought is, like, we can do this predatory pricing because of the things we discussed earlier. But because of the predatory pricing, people will have to space out their games more, giving us like more room to like come up with new material. But I still feel like it's too little if that's what they're going for as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, but I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I feel like Mario Kart will kind of carry them through the rest of the year, on top of like Donkey Kong and the other stuff. Like Mario Kart alone, $80 or not, is such a popular game that people are going to be picking it up throughout the rest of the year.
I predict that the Donkey Kong game is going to sell a lot better than we think it will. I think it'll probably sell like just as well as Mario Odyssey did.
I don't know, man.
I think what's really going to carry a console. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I don't know. I was just going to say like DK is popular, but it's not Mario. It doesn't have that name recognition.
I don't know. I think everybody knows DK though.
Yeah, but I don't know if like it might not look as like immediately appealing to casual audiences because it looks a little bit more like gritty and like I don't know, just kind of.
It looks a little more cartoony now though, I feel like, with his expression.
That's true.
I feel like it's just like big fun monkey run around.
If I end up being wrong, like that's great. I don't want to be right.
Perfect way to describe it.
Yeah. Like
I really do think that there is something about what you said earlier though, Dean, about there being like an immediate vibe shift after the direct though. Like it's been so interesting watching like Twitter discourse over the course of the day, and people just like go from being super excited to like the general vibe that I'm feeling right now, just like online, is like people are not super jazzed about the price and are either like, I was going to buy this at launch, but now I can't. I think I'm going to wait, or I'm just not going to buy it at all. Like that's the general thing that I'm seeing. It's going to be really interesting, like going forward, seeing how that discourse evolves, and like, because obviously like the hardcore Nintendo fans are going to buy it right out the gate,
right.
But like, will the non-hardcore gamers buy it? Will the casuals buy it? I don't know. I really don't think so. I don't think I don't think that's gonna happen in droves like they're hoping for, like it did with the Switch one.
For me, what's really gonna be like the indicator of how well the Switch 2 is going to do is I think we don't even really have to look at how many consoles the Switch 2 sells immediately, because it could have like constraints, they have like supply issues or scalping issues, even though they have like some measures against that, but that's a little bit variable. The Switch usually sells pretty well over its a couple of years after its lifespan or beginning. But I think what's really going to be the indicator if this console carries is how many people actually go and buy Mario Kart within like the first month. I think the Mario Kart sales are if Mario Kart is what carried the Switch 1, we have to see if their projection for Mario Kart is going to carry this next console. Because if it doesn't, that's their like most replayable game and title. And having that price point is going to like turn a lot of people away. I think more than they expect, especially with an audience of a younger generation. They're obviously trying to capture playing like, Mario games.
I mean, a lot of people are probably going to pick up the bundle, which is probably going to be the more popular choice, like at launch, assuming it is readily available.
I kind of want to get the bundle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Why
is
would you ever pick up the non-bundle? Like, who's picking up a Switch 2 and not getting Mario Kart? Unless you like super hate Mario Kart.
If you want, and I will advocate for this point. If you want to buy the game physically, because there's still a good amount of people that are gonna stand by that. And
that's exactly why I'm doing it.
On that topic, and you don't have to, I'm just saying, like, there are those people. On that topic, I want to bring up, what do we think about the Switch 2 game boxes?
I like the red.
I think the red is good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the amount of yapping on the bottom of them is stupid. Like on the bottom of the Zelda.
On this part, like
I'm in solidarity with Parker on this.
Yeah, that is. I think the color is smart. I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think it's wonderful. The yapping, get rid of it.
Not a fan.
Put that shit on the back of the box.
Yeah, well, I feel like they have to put it on the front, or else like they'd probably get so many complaints from like I don't even know. I don't even know what the complaints would be.
It clogs it up. It makes it look ugly.
It does. Well, I think that on top of the big banner on the top, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I think
I have to get used to it. I might be able to get used to it and be fine with it, but for right now, I don't really like the red on top.
Regardless, like, I'm gonna accept it, but like, I still am like a little bit. I like the red case. I want to be clear. I like the red case. I just wish that the banner was smaller, like in the corner or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that the Switch 1's game cases are like virtually perfect. Like, I don't think that there's any problem with them. I like that they're clear. I like that they have the Nintendo red logo in the top left.
I kind of wish they just put the Switch 2 banner in like the right corner or something. I don't know. Maybe that'd be too similar. But no, I agree. And but then again, none of this really matters if you go all digital, which is probably what they want you to do anyway, which is exactly why they're making the bundle $50 more, which basically means you're paying $50 for Mario Kart as opposed to $80. So
we should talk about like the second big fumble with the Switch 2 so far, and which is that they're making you pay extra for the physical copies.
Okay,
that's only in Europe, though.
Yeah, I think that's only in Europe. I think that won't be the case in the US.
Why only in Europe?
I don't know.
But no,
what the hell they got going on in Europe?
Yeah, no. I believe that too, because I saw people saying, "Oh, $90 for physical games, $80 for Mario Kart." I don't think that's the case.
I definitely saw that today.
Because on the Best Buy website, they have Mario Kart listed for $80, unless that's the digital copy, which would be kind of sucky. No, I'm pretty sure it's $80 for the physical games. I'm like pretty certain about that. So never thought you'd be happy to say only $80, but yeah. But overall, guys, I think that's pretty much everything. Other than like the price point, we talked about the price points of the individual controllers. The UI looks boring. I'm kind of underwhelmed by it. I wish it was a little bit more stylized.
Lame again.
Yeah.
You think after all the complaints they would have changed it?
Yeah. Well, I still strongly think they're gonna add themes to this console. Like, I feel like it would be such a
I
blunder
can't
if they
get
didn't.
myself hyped about that. I think you're right, but I can't predict that.
I mean, I'm not gonna like be in anticipation of it constantly, but like if they, I don't know, man. Like, I hope they do.
Well, it's disappointing because I saw so many like good mock-ups of what it could look like. It is basically just like what the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are doing, but it looked good, and I'm disappointed that they didn't go down that route.
Wait, does the PS5 or an Xbox Series X have themes? Because I thought they didn't.
They don't.
The PS5
Yeah, the
doesn't.
PS4 does. Yeah.
But the PS5 just has it so like when you switch to like a new game, it'll play like a song from the game and then it'll show like artwork from the game when you're switching
Oh,
between them, which
I
I think
see.
looks really nice.
In the last big PlayStation update, they did add what's called Player's Home Base or whatever it's called, and you can like customize it and add like your friends list to it or your storage or like your just like other things on there, and you can change the background on that, but only like screenshots. There's no like actual themes.
I mean, I guess that's better than nothing.
Which sucks because I'm about to go on a fucking rant here, but this pisses me off because almost my entire life of having my PS4, I had the goddamn Resident Evil 7 Biohazard theme on my PS4 that changed the background music to a music box version of "Don't Tell Aunt Rhody" from the game, and I loved that shit. And then of course I can't fucking have it now.
Damn.
Lame.
Hell, Brendan. Well, let's see. Is there anything else that we did not talk about? I think we pretty much covered everything of interest.
In
I don't know.
hours?
What?
2 hours? 2 hours?
About 2 hours, yeah. So overall, guys, what if you had to sum up your like feelings about the Switch 2 and like the coming generation in one word, what would it be? We're gonna go around and just say that. So, Brennan, you start.
In one word?
Yeah, one word.
Hopeful.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Donavan, what do you got?
This feels like an icebreakers exercise.
Yeah, it totally is. Except that's the end.
I'd say wary right now,
Okay.
but hopeful as well.
Okay. Parker?
I would say impressed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Dean?
I'd say unnerved.
Okay.
Antonio's just like disappointed.
I'm gonna say
Pissed. I'm pissed.
I'm gonna say optimistic, which I guess is kind of what Brennan said, but I'm still gonna pick that. Yeah, I originally was gonna say worried, but then I was like, nah, I want to end it on a nice happy note, a little bow,
Yeah.
you know. So I'll say
Wait,
optimistic.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys think that you will try to buy it as soon as possible, like within this year, within 2025, or do you think that you'll wait for a price drop or something?
I'm not worried about waiting for a price drop. I'm waiting for second gen release. I don't buy new consoles on first gen release because they almost never work right.
That's fair. That's
Same
my
thing
thought
for
process.
The
Same thing with
Switch,
the
I
PS5
was
and the PS4. I didn't buy them right away because there were so many problems that were wrong with them that got fixed in the second batch release.
Yeah, that's valid.
that's true. For the Switch One, I remember being so excited. I was like, I wanted to buy it immediately. It was like the only thing I wanted at the time. But for now, I'm just like with the price point, with knowing about the batch releases, with just like the financial situation, I'm just like, I don't think I'm just gonna run to the store and pick it up. I think I'm gonna have to like settle down and think about if this is gonna be something I'm gonna invest in. It's really more of almost like an investment more than just like, oh my god, the new console's out.
It definitely does feel like an investment. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I can just like when the Switch 1 came out, like we were freshmen in high school, and so Like I had money saved up, and so I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. But like now that we're adults, I guess we can't act all willy-nilly like that. We have to
Yeah.
be more strategic about how we spend the money. So much as I want to buy it probably this year, I'll probably wait.
Yeah, I'm like, the price point is definitely a deterrent for me, but I think I mainly just want to wait till like more games come out. Like, I want the library to be a little bit more beefy when I decide to invest, so I don't have to like just kind of sit with my like new console and like, I don't know, not have that much to play. I mean, Mario Kart, is gonna carry people for a while, and Donkey Kong, but I don't know. I just want to wait. Maybe I was telling Parker, when Animal Crossing drops, that might be when I have to buy the bullet. So
Yeah, that was when you bit the bullet
yeah.
for the Switch 1.
mm-hmm, that's true. Parker, what about you?
I think I'm gonna buy that shit when it comes out. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna
Word.
buy it.
You've been
I think
saying
I'm gonna
that.
I
Full
think I'm gonna
send,
pre-order
dude.
it.
Full send, dude.
Yeah, I've already basically put the money aside for it, so I don't really. I don't know. I budgeted it out already in my. I mean,
Dude.
it's an extra $50 from what I was expecting, which is I'm fine
That's
with.
smart. You prepared ahead of time. I admire that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just I budgeted it out with what I've got going on, so
Bro, you're gonna be
I'm just
playing
gonna buy
Mario
it.
Kart.
What?
You're gonna be playing Mario Kart by yourself.
Oh yeah, no, straight up.
He's gonna have
It's
to
gonna
with
be
that
lit though.
with that
No,
happy
you know what else
face
I'll be
focus.
playing though? You know what else I'll be playing by myself? Wind Waker on the
Yeah,
Switch
true.
2.
Oh,
Shit,
you're
dude.
so right about that. Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah.
And Luigi's Mansion. And
Luigi's Mansion.
Uh-huh.
And Donkey Kong.
And Donkey Kong. Just all the things that Donovan cares about.
I will
Yep.
say though,
God.
if there was like a Zelda resembling like Ocarina of Time or like a new innovative Zelda, I would bite the bullet.
Yeah.
I
Well,
probably would bite the bullet.
I could see that coming out within the next 2 years.
I'd say 2 years. I don't think it would be within this year by any
No.
means, but
Mm-mm.
2 years, I can
They
see it.
they already have Age
New
of Imprisonment.
Zelda in 2 years?
Yeah.
New Zelda in 2 years? There's no way.
Well,
Maybe-
it's not
maybe
like
3 years. I don't know.
So 4 years. 4 years after Tears of the Kingdom, we're gonna brand new Zelda.
Yeah.
I think
I guess
4
that's
years.
true. But yeah,
when
no,
did
you're right. But I
Tears
feel
of
like
the
we're
Kingdom
gonna.
Big
come out
ask.
again?
You know what? This is a whole other discussion.
This is
all right.
sorry.
We've yapped enough. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
joining me talking about the Switch 2. Maybe we'll have more things to talk about in the future, more directs to talk about, more points of discussion. But for now, this is where we will end things off. So thank you again for being here, and thank you for watching this Chit Chats. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.